on time and we're under budget already. So let's get going with our fantastic 3-minute pitch for each of you. Then I'm going to ask you a few quick questions, and then we'll have a very quick sentence from all of you. Now, audience, these startups might be used to doing 5-minute pitches, so this is going to be a bit of a challenge. If you see them clicking through the slides really quickly, just give them some support. So we're going to start off with startup number 1. That's you, Enna. Your 3 minutes. Oh, do you want to get up and talk?
Maybe, yeah.
Or do you want to sit down? Do you want a clicker? I think there's one here.
That'd be good, yeah.
There we go. All right. This is going very smoothly, isn't it, everybody? All right, your 3 minutes start now.
Okay, hi, my name's Toby. I'm one of the founders of Enna. We are a startup company based in Munich, and we're on a mission to try and help overcome the digital divide that we have in our society. So the digital divide is a phenomenon that describes the increasing amount of digitization that we experience every day in our everyday life, but also the fact that more and more people get excluded from this development and can't be a part of designing this new digital future. They get frustrated, they lose track, and it's not a good development, and we're trying to help overcome it. And I'm pretty sure here in the audience, all of you guys operate a smartphone on a regular basis. It's become normal to use computers, tablets, and smartphones, and even AI applications. But I'm sure all of you know somebody in your surroundings that are excluded from using all these cool kind of services that we use in our everyday lives. Can be the grandma, parents, the handicapped daughter of your colleague at work. But the numbers show that we have 10 million people in Germany who don't use the internet on a regular basis. And in most cases, that's not because they're unwilling to do so. I mean, there's always those who don't accept new developments, who are afraid of using the internet. In most cases, it's really due to the fact that people cannot use or unable to use smartphones, tablets, and technical devices that are out there on the market. And well, who's mostly concerned? It's old people, people with handicaps, people with disabilities, so people who could actually really benefit from being able to call a mobility service, being able to order food to their homes, or even being able to just have a regular video call with their grandkids. I mean, another number that I brought is 8 million people above the age of 60 in Germany suffer from loneliness in old age. I mean, that's a frightening number. So what are we trying to do to help overcome the problem? We've created Enna, and Enna is a haptic operational device for tablets. And the way it works is not by using a touch display or having to understand complex menu structures. No, our operating concept is a haptic one. And so we use our Enna cards, and each of these haptic Enna cards stands for one digital service that is being executed as soon as the card is being placed on the dock. There's a small NFC tag in the Enna card that triggers a digital command on the tablet. So this one here says Tobi anrufen, so call Tobi, and as soon as my grandma places the call card on the Enna dock, a video call is being initiated and she can get in contact with me and feel much more connected to our family. This slide just to show you that there's so many varieties of things, applications that we can translate to our Enna dock. We have streaming services, we have podcasts, audiobooks, obviously the video call, pictures, cards for live information, such as the weather or live football results. But we're also venturing into the fields of telemedicine and telecare right now, so we're really also having this health aspect in the background. And on top of that, we've created an app for smartphones, so for the relatives, which is there to launch a video call, send pictures and videos, but also order these Enna cards and put new content on the Enna cards. So this app is free of charge. All relatives can participate in the new digital life of their loved ones, and help them a bit and give them new content and make it more fun for everybody.
Okay, thank you very much. Well done, Enna. I'll grab that from you. Great work, and yes, it is amazing how much information you can get out there in not very much time at all. So, a quick question for you. What are you looking for the next stage of your development?
Well, obviously Christmas is not right now, actually, for us. As you can imagine, our product is the perfect gift for grandma. Disclaimer.
What about grandma? Hang on.
So it's really To give you an idea, right now we have 1,200 of these docks sold to people all around Germany, and we're expecting to triple that number within this year. So the fourth quarter of the year is super important for us, and this leads us to the next step, which is our new Series A funding round, which is going to take place in April of next year. So it's obviously super important that we perform in this Christmas business, so please all buy Enna.
And yes, I think that, you're there to pitch, right? So good for you. Thinking about this, at your next one, you could have a whole load of these cards and just throw them out to the audience at the end.
I mean, we have a stand like just outside in the entrance area. You can try it out and check it out.
Excellent. And then finally, what would you do for people who have dexterity issues? The cards look like they're quite small. Have you got kind of adaptive ideas in place for those sorts of scenarios?
So obviously, this is our first product that we launched on the market, and it's this product. So persons who cannot lift up a card can't use our device. I'm not saying our device is for everybody, but it's for people who can actually haptically or motorically take up a card and use the 2 push buttons, but who are just not used to a touch display, who are afraid of the digital world. This is like nothing digital. It's more like an LP record or something. You have a haptic device, place it on another haptic device, it works, you remove it, it's gone. So
wonderful.
It's not very digital at all.
Thank you very much. Everybody, that's Enna. You may sit back down.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for your absolute support, and I'm sure that we'll be getting the same level of support for contestant number 2. You have 3 minutes. It's SenseGlove. Are you ready? Are you okay?
Yes.
Good. Let's go.
Hi, I'm Gijs Butter, one of the co-founders of SenseGlove and responsible for product development. As tech-savvy people here in the room, you probably all have experienced VR. You can see and hear fully immersed in 3D, but as soon as you're trying to interact with the objects around you, you feel yourself pushing on a button or, in best cases, making gestures in thin air. To me, that is not natural. And that is where haptic technology comes into play. And there are a lot of ways how you can perceive digital touch, but it has always been very bulky and experimental technology. At SenseGlove, we bring that to actual use cases that you can use now in your daily life, training activities, for instance. So we have kind of 3 product offerings. Obviously, our company is called SenseGlove. That's where we started with a wearable haptic glove that allows you to feel the sizes, the shapes of objects, and also gives you a little vibro-tactile signal if you're touching a button, for instance. When you want to have more specialized feeling, we also can recreate physical objects by 3D printed parts and add, for instance, a vibro-tactile feedback to that. And if you take that even one step further, you can also control robots and feel through the hands of those robots in a digital environment. So as an example here of our gloves is a project we've done for Volkswagen. Volkswagen now creates dummy lines in order to train people on complex assembly tasks. With our gloves, they can interact in that 3D digital environment in a similar way as they would do on the real assembly line, making them possible to replace physical training with digital ones and saving cost, obviously. Then secondly, a project that we've done for the Dutch military is to recreate the recoil effect of a mortar. Obviously, it's very costly and very not so safe to have new recruits firing a mortar in real life, so you want to have a step in between that. And we recreated a dummy of the mortar that exactly feels similar to the actual firing of the shot, and people have to relearn how to re-aim all the time, making them a safer and more friendlier way to train. And lastly, with our gloves, you can interact with robots as you are there as that particular robot. You can feel the sizes, you can feel the kind of objects that you are picking up. And this is a project that we've done for the British Nuclear Association in order to help them to clean nuclear facilities, because you don't want to send a human in there, but you need that human dexterity in order to clean up those environments. You can all experience at least the Force and Vibro Tactile Feedback Glove, or SenseGlove Nova, afterwards. Feel free to try it out.
Brilliant, thank you very much. And with time to spare. Wow. All right, SenseGlove, let's do some questions for you. How does this stand up to sustained use? How long do these last for before you have to replace them?
So they're designed for 1 million cycles, which means 3 years of training if you would train every day like an hour. So quite sustainable. And they're actually been implemented worldwide right now. So for instance, the US Air Force is using on 45 facilities our gloves to train maintenance operators of aircrafts in VR.
Wow. How long does it take to get used to? If you were to give somebody here an induction, how long does it take before they start to interact more intuitively with it?
It gets a little bit of a learning curve because you need to get used to first sometimes the VR environment and your depth perception and so on. But like after a few minutes of training, you get the trick and your interaction becomes similar to real life. So with the gloves especially, I want to emphasize it doesn't feel similar to real life, but your interaction becomes similar. And that is important for that learning perspective.
Brilliant, thank you. And what do you think you'll work on next? More detail in the hand or spread out to more of the body?
Well, we're focused on hands because most of our interaction becomes on hands, and also our hands are the most tactile part of our body. And we want, I did not really dive into that slide, but a lot of ways how you can perceive touch as a human. And we want to get as much of that feeling into something that is wearable and user-friendly. So we're designing on that edge. So having a form factor that is slightly usable with getting the most of feedback in there. And we're designing our products and improving our products on that line.
Okay, just time for one more question. Do you think you would be programming things like heat or pain into these in the future?
Well, pain is very easy. That's just too much sensation of all the sensations that there are. Heat there are actuators that can create warm and cold, for instance, but the application, especially in trainings, are very limited, and their actuators are very energy savvy, so they really have a lot of energy that they use. So for now, that's something we leave still out of the equation.
Oh, that's absolutely fascinating. Thank you very much to SenseGlove. Great work. Right, I think that probably the more intuitive of you will have noticed there's 3 people, and 2 of them have already said something, which leaves us with the fantastic Gravus. Okay, if you want to get yourself ready, are you all right?
I am.
Ready to go?
Ready to go.
All right, let the clock start.
Hello. So I only have one slide here. I can start. So that's basically all. So my name is Elisa Santella. I am from the company Gravus. And what we are doing is really so technical, but let me explain it on one example. So we are doing vibrotactile actuators. What we are doing is haptics inside of everything. What can you imagine? For example, also these nice gloves over there. We also have some kind of application, but I would like to talk today about haptic trends in automotive because, actually a car is just driving around and it brings you from one point to another point, but in the future you will have this as an extended living room. So you will be part of the car, you will live in your car, and you will have all these multimodal HMIs, what's called multimodal. You already know a lot of HMI, so human-machine interfaces, you're using your car with gestures, visual, with your displays, but haptics is something which is coming more and more, for example, in steering wheels and so on. But imagine you are driving your car autonomous, and you don't have the hands anymore on the steering wheel. So what happens? The car needs to communicate in any other way with you, and you're sitting on a seat. So I picked up one example of our applications of our actuators. We have on the front, we have also a seat haptics demonstrator to show you how seat haptics will be perceived over your body. And imagine you're driving autonomous, the car needs to alert that you need to put the steering wheel, or you're sitting in your car and you're simply charging your car. And that brings me to the next big topic of haptics is gamification in the car. It's not only part of differentiation of every car manufacturer in the world, but gamification is also something you need to be entertained inside of your car. And haptics is definitely part of this immersive feelings inside of your car, and definitely connectivity and digitalization. So like Gijs just shown, this VR, this is also something, trends we also see in the car, in steering wheel or in touch screens. We are only doing the actuators, so only what you can perceive. But the application, and that brings me to your audience today also here, the imagination, what you can do with this haptics, it's really huge imagination. So I picked us this from the automotive. We are already in automotive mass production for smart surfaces, so also part already of our HMI system. But we see a lot of potential in the digitalization inside of the car. As I said, as extended living room inside of the car, you will be immersed, entertained, you have the feeling of the music as well in the car, through the seat, through the steering wheel, through all the light and all those things. And this is a big topic and a big trend, what we see also in automotive and other applications, of course.
Brilliant. Bang on time as well, everybody. That's Gravis. Thank you. All right, so a few quick questions. Are there some industries, apart from the automotive industry, that you think are more suited to this as well?
Yes, definitely. So also everything, gaming. Gaming is also really huge because actually you only have these controllers with vibro-tactile feedback, so with this rumble, but there are so many different possibilities. For example, sim racing seats or whatever. So gaming is also definitely a big industry. Also really easy daily things like white goods, washing machines. You have a touch display and you don't have these buttons anymore because you have a clean surface and you clean it up and it's perfectly clean. And especially in times during COVID, we need to clean up everything. So
it sounds like you can find lots of places for the technology. I'm going to ask something that might sound a little bit odd, but in terms of the signals that these devices are going to give, are these sort of universally accepted haptic signals that humans already know? Like if you need to suddenly put your hands on the steering wheel, are you just going to get like 3 buzzes? Or is there a codec to what you're doing?
It is something we are working together with a lot of students all over the world, different university, also in Delft, so we know each other already. And there are a lot of students working on exactly this kind of pictograms, so we call it pictograms. You exactly know the signs where you need to go out. We are also working on this kind of signals because it should be some kind of language in behind, yes.
And would you share that language like open source with everybody? Or
yes.
Do you think, oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
I do like a bit of open source. My goodness, everybody, that's Gruus. Amazing. Sorry, Gravus. It's written wrong in my script. There we go. And thank you very much.
Thank you.
Right. You all did fantastically, and we're just going to give you each an opportunity to just explain a little bit about the sort of people that you would like to talk to afterwards, because let's face it, this audience is quite frankly amazing, and it's full of really lovely people. And so what I'm going to do is just ask you each to give me one sentence on the sort of people that you're interested in meeting today. And of course, audience, this does mean open season on these 3. If you don't have like anyone to talk to, and they just seem to be around, just get right in there, channel your inner LinkedIn and just start networking. Okay, so 1 minute or less, or 1 sentence in fact, in the sort of person you're interested in meeting today. I'm going to start with you, Gravis, because you were very patient right till the end there. So what kind of person would you like to meet today?
I would like to meet automotive OEMs. If somebody from automotive here, I would like to talk to you about the differentiation, about all the possibilities inside of the car, not only on haptics, but also on other possibilities, how you will do the position of your brand in the future.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Okay, SenseGlove.
So if you're a digital agency implementing VR or AR and you recognize the problem of, hey, these controllers that don't make any sense, talk to me and try out our gloves in the lobby down there.
Wonderful. Okay, Enna.
So if you have a digital product or service that you would like to market to a completely new target group, a target group that's been offline so far, feel free to get in touch. We're just outside. Happy to integrate you into our Enna platform.
Oh, my goodness. I want to wish you all the very, very best of luck. Thank you so much for showcasing your ideas and products to us. Everybody, the startups.